Hello guys, it's December, so you know what time it is. Yeah, so Ban-list is probably dropping by mid-December. I have decided to make this video to talk about my prediction for this upcoming 2021 January OCG Ban-list. So this is an interesting topic to cover, and I've decided to do it in the PowerPoint, as you can see. Do let me know how was the overall viewing experience after this video. Yeah, and without further ado, let's get right into it. And before I show you my prediction, right, let's have a look on the previous ban-list. Right, this was the ban-list on the October 2020. And as you can see, we have Dragoon being banned, Utopic Jaxo, these two cancerous cards has been forbidden. Nice one, Konami. And then in the limited list, we have Orcus, which is the Gersu, and also 1-for-1. Right? For the semi-limited, we have the Nadir Servant, Call by the Grave, and Memories of Hope. And then unlimited cards, we have the Wyvern Barster, Necrophase, and some irrelevant cards. And lastly, we have the personal spoofing for the other guys. Yeah, so this is a quick insight on the previous ban list that we have before we go on and go on to the prediction on the upcoming ban list. Okay, and then next on we have what's the impact of these previous ban lists that we have. And with the ban of Dragoons, cards that target or destroy are now viable again. For example, we have Book of Moon, Mind Control, or even Pancratops. People are even maining Pancratops, so no issue about that. And then cards like Super Poly and Forbidden Droplet are seeing less play, as you know, there's less of a fusion monster and not as suppression as the Dragoon. And both these cards has something, we have to pay the cost. So some people they prefer things like Book of Moon, Mind Control, and even the Dark Ruler No More, which you don't have to pay any cost. And then you are seeing less appearance of the Orcus in this format, as due to the hit of the Gersu. Alright, Call by the Grave getting semi-limited. Does that mean that hand traps are easier to get through? I doubt it, as they can replace it with Cross-out Designator. So the total of 5. Hand traps, negations. Yeah, Cross-out Designator, but the downside is that they have to put in some targets, hand traps targets to be negated. And then following we have Nadir Servants goes to 2, not much of an impact. It's still very strong card, just that if you really want to hit Dogmatica, you need to put it to 1, I guess. And then lastly, so after this ban list, the winners from this ban list is the decks like Eldritch, Invoke, Shadow, Zodiacs, and even Thunder Dragons and Tempest, Magician, FTK. Eldritch, they are left untouched, maybe because they want to sell their cards in the Blazing Vortex, the fusion cards for Eldritch. Invoke, they just hit Nadir Servant to 2, that's it. Nothing else was touched. Shadow, Zodiacs, also untouched. Thunder Dragon too. Thunder Dragon indirectly getting a boost because their worst nemesis Orcus is taken down. Yeah. And also Tempest Magician, the FTK, not sure why are they still leaving this card. It should be banned. And maybe they thought the deck wasn't that consistent, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Alright, with the previous ban list that leads us to this new era. Alright, shoutouts to Wrath of the King for compiling this pie chart and those top decks. Yeah, and then as we can see here from the week number 0, alright, where people start to adopt to this ban list, people are like trying out stuff or predicting like which one is the best. And then we have moving forward to week number 1 and week number 2, we can see that Zodiac who is dominating their environment, their Sky Thunder, and also their incredible consistency. And then when people start to side against them, they tend to drop a little bit. And then moving forward, we have L-Lich, which is taken the top, slowly climbing towards the top of the pie chart, with Dogmatica Invoke follow behind. Dogmatica Invoke and Thunder Dragon are rising and dropping like correspondingly, you know, like as you can see here, whenever Dogmatica Invoke is like gaining more popularity, so does Thunder Dragon, because they are like counter. Thunder Dragon acts as a counter to Dogmatica Invoke, so it's like a trend. You know, if more people are playing Invoke, then Chaos Thunder Dragon might have a advantage. Yeah, moving forward to week number 2, we can see that Thunder Dragon has their new toy, which is the Chaos Space from the World Premium Pack, which makes them viable again. And then the format is, you can say that it's dominated by all these control decks. And we are starting to see some trend change as we progress to the next pie chart. So it's like more towards a slow format in this first month, the October. Alright, as we step into November, there's a new contender here, which is the Virtual World. Together with decks like Prank Kids and Dragon Links, they are all like combo based. So it was due to this slow control based meta, which causes like some people to drop their hand traps, and thus combo decks are able to leverage on that. And then on week 6, you can see that Virtual World has taken the top, followed by Prank Kids. Alright, then after the lesson was learned, people started to adopt more hand traps again as we're moving forward to week 7. As you can see, the adaptation of more hand traps does filter out some of the combo decks, but Virtual World still holding top with their VFD plays. Even if you are able to stop them for turn 1, they can still make huge board going mid or late games, which makes them very versatile, I would say. So until now, as I record this video, it is the end of November. So basically, yeah, we are dominated by VFD at the moment. So as you can see all the trends I have go through just now. So what are the current top decks? Yeah, we have Zodiacs, L-Lich, Virtual World, which came in November, and then we have Invoke Dogmatica, which is constantly appearing at the 2nd or 3rd of the pie chart. Then Thunder Dragon, which is inconsistent appearance over the pie chart. And we have Shadows, Skyscraper, Prank Kids. So how do we address them? Or do they even need to be addressed at all? If you think about it, current tops are sitting around 20% only. If you were to think about it, I would say it's a fairly balanced environment as compared to our previous one. Anyway, we are still going to address it, but not that harsh. Starting off with the Zodiacs, here are some sample deck lists here from the winners of the tournaments. As you can see, they are all like a 3-ups over here, except for the Red Pill and Dryden, which makes them hard to address if you were to like, you're not sure which one to hit, you know. And then to me, back to the first question, which cards that makes them broken at the first place? It was the Sky Thunder. If they really wanna take them down, they can starting off with limiting their Ball Blow or Sky Thunder, or even banning the Barrage. And semi-limiting the tanky, but that will indirectly hit the Tri-Brigade and the Fire Feast deck, as you can see. So yeah, it's either limiting the Borbo or Sky Thunder, but I doubt they will touch on the Sky Thunder as it's a very new card. And also bringing down Tanky 2. The next one we have L-Lich. Alright, for L-Lich trap-based deck, their main deck wasn't changed throughout the format. As you can see, it was just the choice of the Floodgate which are changing, and whether or not to adopt the Dogmatica engine. And then moving forward, they even have this new tech card, which is the Reasoning and Pot of Disparity. And then for their Floodgates, it's like starting off with Skill Drain, and then moving forward they start to adopt mistakes. When the combo deck arises, they start to put in more like to address those special summoning spamming deck, Summon Limit and the Torrential Tribute. If we were to hit L-Lich in some way, let's first talk about one of the most hated cards, which is Skill Drain. It was limited in TCG for so long, but still remains at 3 copies in OCG, which is strange. Decks playing around monster effects are hugely impacted by this card. Yes, we could out it with backrow removals or even Bankruptops, but if they were able to resolve it, it still kills a lot of decks. Another Floodgates mistake is also an auto-win card, just like Colossus, going against decks like does heavy searching. Summon Limit and Vanity Emptiness, not going to talk much about it, as this deck is consistently topping. Average Economy will do something about it. Aside from the Floodgates, it was those L-Lich trap cards and the spell cards which generate so much advantage as they go into the graveyard. They can just like vanish and set you a new traps, which in the way there is an infinite resources, one looping to each other. So over here, you may think that the problem is the Floodgates or the L-Lich card. So if you were to hit L-Lich, yeah, these are 3 cards I thought of hitting them. You can't just like hit either one of them, you have to like hit multiple cards to like actually bring them down, or you can simply just limit their Golden Lord or Scarlet Sanguine. And I know some people may argue that it is the Floodgates that makes them strong, but the Floodgate wise, it is shifting as the format goes. Alright, and then for the virtual, flexing with their VFDs here. This is a card that pretty much looks like the Utopic Jaxel. It could shut down people's turn and the fact that it stops people from attacking, which makes it even worse to deal with. Well, I don't think Konami going to hit anything from the Virtual Wall card, since they are about to reprint the V-Jump promo card very soon. And I think the best hit is to address the VFD, as obviously. Since the deck only climbs towards the top on November, I don't think Konami are going to address it that quickly yet. So for my prediction, they are going to limit this card, the BFD, first. Only get rid of this card moving forward to the next ban-list. Then we have Invoke Dogmatica, which is very consistent over the top 3 but not the top 1. These Dogmatica cards helps out this deck to put on more damage and interruptions. So as you can see, they have done hitting Aleister and Megabah before to 1. As I said from the previous slides, the format is rather balanced and all the top decks are like topping at the rate of 10 to 20%. With such high playing rate from the last season, yet Konami choose not to hit any of the Invoke cards, but only semi-limiting Nadir Servant. Yeah, Dogmatica Engines is the one that makes Invoke OP, but I doubt that the Nadir Servant is going to get hit again. So over here, for me, I think they might semi-limited Aleister first, and then let's see how it goes. Okay, for Thunder Dragons, they suffer many hits over the few years, and they have some consistency issues, and it's brought back to life with the release of this Chaos Space. But still, there's some build that doesn't play Chaos Space, but rather choose to play like Pot of Desire or the new Pot of Disparity. This deck is still very popular in Japan. If they were to hit them, I think it might be semi-limiting the alert point. If you were to ask me if they would ban Colossus, I don't think so, because that would kill the deck. I think Konami and OCG won't do that, as you look at our past ban list, as all those boss monsters, they leave it at 1. Alright, now is there any other decks that needs to be addressed? As some of the top decks here, we have Sky Striker. Yeah, Sky Striker. I have a good feeling about this deck, as they can put in so many hand traps. These will definitely help out when the format are shifting towards a more combo based deck. If they're ever going to get a hit, I think can be the Rain or the Shizuku, but I doubt they will do anything about this deck. Shadow, bringing back Construct to 3 is absurd, but again it was the Domatica that carried them, and then with the release of this Magister's engine, which also helps out a lot. Yeah, these two decks are pretty strong in some circumstances. And then we have this Tempest Magician FTK. Yeah, they play with cards like Danger and the draw cards to power up their graveyard with spells and then burn you to death. I think Konami hates FTK, so Tempest Magician you have to go. Yeah, they might not be so super consistent, but I'm still seeing them topping some events. So Konami definitely needs to address this card. Alright, Prank Kids. They can definitely easily outgrind people. You can even play cards like Skill Drain. But the different thing with Virtual World is that they don't have a very suppressing end board as compared to the VFD. Yeah, going second, they are more vulnerable to interruptions, and which stops them from continuing their play. And then we have Dragon Links or Dragon Maid, which is gaining quite a lot of popularity recently. Still need to observe a little bit more. And with the reprints of Hieratic Seal and Striker Dragon, I doubt that they are going to do anything yet at this point. Yeah, so Tempest Magician definitely should be banned. Alright, with that much of the talking, I think here is my final prediction for this 2021 January OCG Ban-list. For forbidden cards, yeah, it's definitely be Tempest Magician, as we need to address the FTKs. And for the limited cards, my prediction was the VFD and also Zodiac Bauble. Yeah, VFD moving forward, they definitely needs to get banned. Yeah, limiting Zodiac Bauble, this will definitely makes Zodiac player to think twice before going for Bauble, as they only have one. As limiting this also puts the Bauble to Sky Thunder threats in check, which they only can do it once unless they recycle it. And for the Zodiacs, I think Tanky should go to 2 to drop their consistency a bit. For the LH, you have to hit like 2 or 3 cards from their sets, so these are the 3 choices from me. And then for the Invoke, I think Alastair should go to 2. And lastly, we have a Elusive Point for the Thunder Dragons. Yeah, so this is my predictions. Feel free to share yours, and let's have discussion over the comment section. I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, and also don't forget to follow our Facebook page in the link of www.facebook.com/ESDR gaming. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of discussion video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.